Hello everyone, finally running into a person running a 40 card deck, which honestly that's what everyone should be doing. There's no good reason to use a larger than 40 card deck. It just means that you're going to have less chance to draw into what you need when you need it. And especially it's a sign that a person doesn't know what they're doing, because they'll have tons of cards that they want to use but they won't know what to take out for it. And usually a more experienced duelist, they'll know exactly what to take out or what's better. And okay, it looks like I have a pretty decent opponent here playing a Shinra deck using an interesting tech card, pigeonholing Book of Spells. Oh, no, it is Books of Spell. Okay, that's an interesting choice for this deck, so they get to see what they draw into. I'm kind of surprised I haven't ever run into a Shinra deck running Big Eye. Unfortunately for my opponent, though, I already have the lock as soon as this goes off. I'm not even going to wait to use an MST. If they could set 5 back row right now, and I would probably blind MST just to maximize my chances of this going off. Okay, maybe not 5, maybe just... Oh, okay, not even going to. What do they send to the top of their deck? I'm not hugely familiar with Shinras, so maybe they have something that it sends a spell or trap back to the top of the deck, like Phoenix Wing Moonblast, so... Let's see... okay, not worried about that. So, unless my opponent has a duality, or a duality and effect veiler, then this is going to be good. It is always nice opening up with the safe zone lock. Let's see, what does this do? Let's see, so all this does, all this monster does, target one other content monster graveyard, place on top of your deck, and then what does this one do? Don't care. I don't care if they get their... oh, you know what? I should get rid of this while I have the chance, otherwise it's just going to sit here and it could end up hurting me a little bit. And let's see, I'm not going to special summon this turn, so I'm going to go ahead and duality. Interesting. Do I need any of it though? Yeah, I'm just going to go with the bottomless. Again, I have the lock, so what can my opponent possibly do? And then I'll have 2 zones left once I use the bottomless, which I more than likely will. So I'm going to go ahead and wait for nothing. I'm going to use Super Transformation ASAP. The only thing that really could have stopped that just now is if my opponent had an MST, but it didn't look like they did. And I'm not going to use Safe Zone yet. There's always the chance that they won't have anything decent and I can attack them directly before I'm forced to Safe Zone this. And in which case, once I put a Safe Zone on the White Dragon Ninja, it can't attack directly. So sometimes it's nice to wait. If I'm playing against an opponent with a more aggressive deck, then a lot of times I definitely wouldn't wait though, or if they had a lot of back row. But when you're staring at a blank open field, it's like you might as well wait, might as well see if you can get on a little bit of damage. Actually, 2,700 isn't a little bit, that's pretty significant. And let's see what they... Feather of the Phoenix. Huh, they're using a lot of interesting tech cards that I haven't seen anyone using Shinras. Although this deck isn't... It's not old enough yet that... Let's see, what do you do? Okay, it's not old enough yet that people have created the perfect cookie cutter build that everyone and their mother uses, and just like I was talking about, they didn't have anything, so I get to go ahead and be pretty aggressive now and do a lot of damage. I'm not sure this build is great though. They've gone pretty minus on their own accord. They've pretty much ruined themselves with their own cards. That's not a sign of a good thing to do with your deck. So yeah, they'll get this thing's effect. Then they get to special summon something. I don't even care at this point. They're just gonna... Really? Does this get an effect when it's special summon? I don't think so. They're just gonna special summon a Peacekeeper? The dumbest pun name I've ever heard. Oh, okay. I'm just making sure that I'm not missing anything. Again, I'm not familiar with these guys. Let's see. And this doesn't have an effect. Okay. Okay, now that they have back row, let's see, what do you do? I'm going to go ahead and bottomless this right now. I'm not fearful of any of the other cards. And I would like to go for a game, but at the same time, I don't want to... I have such a huge advantage that I don't want to do anything unnecessary and lose my lock. Okay, let's see if I can just Powder Duality into another monster like Thunderbird. Really, any monster will do except for Barrier Statue. And it's asking to chain something, so... Not so sure anymore that this is anything that I have to worry about. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's not. So... Yeah, I'm not going to pay attention to this. I'm just going to risk it, and even if I don't get another monster, I'm going to try to go for a game with White Dragon Ninja. The only card that could potentially hurt at this point would be D-Prison, and there's only 2 that you can use in any deck, so not very worried about that. That's assuming that Shinras even run that kind of a card. Looks to me like they're not using any back row even, so who knows what it is. Maybe it's a Sixth Sense or something. Could be an MST also. I don't know why they're waiting so long on a Powder Duality though. And if you have something, use it. If you don't, then you're screwed. And cool, drawing into Reinforcement of the Army, which more or less this is exactly what I needed. So going to go ahead and go into another Hanzo. Okay, it definitely wasn't anything if my opponent surrendered. So if you enjoyed this duel, please comment, rate, subscribe, and stay brutal.